Now, wasn't that long ago when RDVFL announced that they were coming up with a whole suite of screen upgrade solutions? And for a while, I even was confused. What exactly is a screen upgrade solution? It's not a source unit, but a screen upgrade. Well, it looks like the popularity of this category has certainly caught on because just recently at the Knowledge Fest show in Las Vegas, we caught up with Rich, and he's here today to talk to us about yet another application. This was a big one, guys. This is going to be for the latest Ford F Series trucks with Sync 3. Now, keep in mind, these are trucks that aren't cheap, but come with really tiny screens. And it looks like RDVFL has a new solution. So, Rich, welcome to the show. We're talking screen upgrades for Fords.
Hey Ben, yeah man, so excited to be here talking about the new screen upgrade for Ford. Ford is an iconic vehicle in the U.S. and the F-150 is probably one of the best-selling vehicles ever. So it's really a great match to be able to upgrade the screens in these with our technology.
Now, Rich, I mentioned in the beginning because we got a lot of comments the first time you came on and started talking screen upgrades. People were like, what is this guy talking about? Are we not changing the radio? So before we get into this specific model, which is the FRD-S3, let's just clarify this one time again. We are not talking about a radio replacement. We are talking about a screen replacement slash upgrade. So help us understand that one more time.
Yeah, absolutely. So, it's different than it ever been done before with these types of upgrades. So naturally, there's going to be some confusion and some misunderstanding of exactly what you get and how it operates. But this retains the integrity of the vehicle because the factory radio actually stays in the vehicle. So we're not replacing the radio. We're essentially just replacing the screen that's in there, and in some cases integrating the climate controls as well. And in the case of the Ford, we're actually just transferring the factory climate controls over to our trim, and you're getting this huge 14.4-inch screen upgrade while retaining the factory sync, all of the factory radio features. The factory audio system stays intact, so it's very unintrusive into the factory system, a lot less failure points, and just something completely different than what's been done before traditionally in the screen or Tesla style radio category, I guess you could say.
I'll tell you, when we saw you at your booth at the show, I mean, when you see all the different options laid out like they were, you really see the size of these screens. And really, this is what people are looking for. You know, can't believe that you're going to spend that much on a truck, and they give you like this, what is it, 4 or 6 inch screen factory? It's
Yeah.
unbelievable. So to make these people feel great, you've got a great solution here. 14.4 inch. That's like a 10-inch upgrade. It's ridiculous. So let's take the time to talk through some of the key features that we're going to see in this FRD S3. Let's talk about connectivity and entertainment options. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, so I mean, this gives you pretty much everything. You get wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, additional camera inputs, retention of the factory camera if it has them. You could stream video from it from YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, Sling. You could download whatever video streaming apps you want to it. Full Play Store suite. You could download additional apps. They're completely customizable as far as the background and colors and moving apps around. So really, really cool units, allow you to do pretty much everything you want in an aftermarket source unit while still being able to utilize your factory radio. So, I mean, you essentially have two source units in your vehicle now when you add the new screen, because you could use the factory radio through the new screen. So you don't lose your factory radio. It's still there, and it's amazing.
The more I hear you talk about it, I think I'm going to coin this term. I think what you're doing here, Rich, is you are offering customers an upgraded interface. Really, because
Correct.
the actual radio stays intact, and to your point, in this particular model, you're retaining the factory climate control because you're just relocating the physical knobs and buttons to the trim. By the way, folks, when it comes to the RDVFL upgrade solutions here for screen, this is an all-inclusive package. In the box, you will have everything you need, whether it's extra trim panels, any type of wiring that you may need. Everything is included in the kit. There are no extra parts that you need to buy. So I want to get that out of the way. Having said that, this is an interface upgrade. You get the whole large screen format, and this is an Android-based system, right, Rich? So it's very fluid, and like you mentioned, Google Play Store fully open.
Correct. Yeah, and they boot really fast. A lot of people think Android doesn't boot quick, and this is a little bit different than like your cell phone per se.
Hmm.
So underneath the Android is a Linux core. So that provides, fast boot and quick operation and stability. And then the Android gives you all the features. And with the chipsets that we're using, they're really high powered and really fast and responsive. So you don't get any lag or any insufficiencies in the communication and with the apps and
Right.
everything else, no matter what you're running.
And to be clear, this retains all the factory sync features as well, correct?
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. The sync is retained. Factory radio is retained. The audio stays the same. So whether it's Sony or not, it doesn't matter. We're not integrating with the amplifier at all. All we're doing is, replacing the communication of the physical screen itself with the factory radio, with our interface essentially, and while retaining the factory interface and the factory radio as well. So
And
you literally get the best of both worlds. You retain all your factory features. You don't have to worry about losing anything. None of the complicated integration of trying to retain all that stuff and
right.
programming and conversions and all kinds of stuff as far as camera signal and everything else. So you have a 360 camera, you have trailer camera. No matter what features you have, they're going to be retained 100%. Satellite radio is a big one. Everybody wants to retain their factory satellite radio. So obviously this does that because it doesn't replace the radio. So you could use all of your factory features through the new screen. It's
Amazing.
really
And
cool.
and who doesn't love 14.4 inches of Apple CarPlay display? I mean, if you haven't experienced that yet, you'll never go back. Like everything is right there. It's super clear, super crisp. Okay, if you're just
Yep.
tuning in, I'm with Rich. This is RDVFL introducing a new screen upgrade slash replacement solution for all late model Ford F Series trucks with Sync 3. Rich, important thing we need to talk about. There are a lot of these big screen options that we see out, on internet locations and
Absolutely.
retail. Now, there's a big difference here. A, you guys got the tech support, right? That's number one. And number two, talk about the warranty.
Yeah, I mean, we have a 3-year warranty on this product, which there's no other company in this category that's offering any type of screens like this that would even attempt to give you a 3-year warranty. Part of that is because we are so confident in the ability of the screen to work and continue working. I've had some of these models out for a few years already, so they're tried and tested as far as the hardware. Obviously, we're adding new models, but it's based on the same hardware and same concept. So we already know that they are, stable and they last. So we offer a 3-year warranty on them. And because we're not, really so deep on the integration side into the factory system, they're much more reliable in that way because they're
Mm,
not susceptible to software updates to the vehicle, changes on that side. If it goes to the dealership, they can still communicate with the factory system, with the factory radio. So it doesn't complicate the whole scenario from that aspect either when you're just upgrading the screen, keeping the factory radio intact. So it's much less intrusive into the vehicle's diagnostic system and
more
data system.
simple, less intrusive. You get the full benefit of that interface without having to cross wires, quote unquote, with any of the factory systems, which is amazing. Last but
Correct.
not least, this is the FRD S3. When is this available and where do people go to get more info?
They are available now. You could just check out my website, rdvfl.com. It is there. We have retailers that carry them in stock. We have distributors that also carry them. They're in stock. We are part of the EDA, and we have Importel in Canada. So if you deal with one of the EDA distributors or Importel in Canada, or you're more than welcome to visit the website directly. But we have them ready to go, and really great solution.